Hello, good evening, everybody. I pray that everybody is doing well today, Tuesday, August 30th. Welcome to Enliven Radio. Your host this evening is Stephen Sykes, Mr. LP. I have also my co-host here with me today, Mr. Sincere. How are you doing today?
All right, what's going on with you?
I'm doing good. It's been an interesting week, and it's a little rainy, not as cold, but you doing good today?
So far, so good. The day's over, so it's a wind down period.
All right. Well, hopefully everybody's sitting back with a nice glass of wine, family, friends, whoever you want, and enjoying yourself for today. First off, as always, I open up the show up with a small prayer, so please forgive me for those who may or may not enjoy it, but it's just something I try to do as a promise to family and friends. So just give me a second here. And dear Lord, I thank you all for so very much for blessing us with the opportunity to share and enlighten our minds with all the knowledge and grace that you bestowed upon us. And I thank you for this opportunity. And please look out for everybody who's sick and injured and who's going through hard times. And maybe we could find you through these troubling times and make sure that we can get things going for them, Lord. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen. Now, I thought about something. Before I get to anything, I was going to explain a small issue. Should I do it?
You know what? I think we ought to say that issue to that last half, so you can rant and rave on that one.
Okay,
'cause that's gonna take a little while.
I'm gonna let this. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna debate. We'll see how that goes. First off, Sincere, is there anything you wanted to hit on off first?
Well, I'm gonna wait to get mine later.
Oh, you're gonna hold yours off. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, today's topic, ladies and gentlemen, is about small businesses. Out there in this world, you have to have more than one coin to try to make a way of life. It's hard out there, jobs, and you try to rely on one thing, you're just not going to make it in this world. I remember growing up as a young man, my grandmother did a whole bunch of different things. She cooked, cleaned, just like many of our ancestors and grandparents back in the day. She baked cakes, made dinners. Even when I was going through some hard times, she was always telling me, make some food and go on the street corner and sell it. And I would just remember her doing a whole bunch of things and washing clothes or sewing people. She just found a way to make it happen, a few dollars, whatever it needed. And I know that a lot of other people who had other family members were maybe going through this themselves. So the effort and now today with technology and business and education and opportunities, I wanted to let everybody know that, there's more than one way that you can get out there. And I want people to know that, if you ever thought about entrepreneurism or if you have an idea, guess what? It can be done. And if it doesn't work, no one says you can't try it again. And no one says you can try something else. You never know what he upstairs may have in store for you or, whatever you may believe in, there's always an opportunity for you. And I just want to let you know that. Today, I have two lovely ladies here to help me out, to explain some of these ideas and stuff like that. First off, I have Miss Yoshiko Green. Did I pronounce that right, ma'am?
Yes, you did.
Okay, Miss Yoshiko Green, who is part of Yoshiko Entertainment. Her website is www.yoshikoent.com. Again, I'm going to say it again, www.yoshikoent.com. And I have Miss Francine Hardy. Did I say that right, ma'am? Okay. Oh, I'm sorry. I need to say that correctly. Miss Francine E. Hardy.
Please, thank you.
Okay. E for excellent?
Most definitely.
Okay, I just want to make sure to clarify that. She is an associate agent with Nationwide Insurance. And she also has a lot of good information to share with us. First off, ladies, let me not be rude. How was your day?
My day, this is Yoshiko. My day was very hectic, as always.
Hectic, okay.
But blessed.
Hectic and blessed. You was allowed to wake up this morning?
I was.
Okay. And Miss Hardy, how was your day?
My day was well. Thank you for asking.
Thank you. Well, ladies, I'm going to start to my left to the right. It's kind of hard. I have options, but I'm going to just go with what I can. Ms. Yoshiko, tell me a little bit about Yoshiko Entertainment, or what is it?
Yoshiko Entertainment is a social media promotions company. Yoshiko Entertainment has different tiers. You have social media, which pretty much allows entrepreneurs to have an avenue to promote their business. And what I do is that I promote through my social media sites, being Facebook, Twitter, and LinkedIn.
Okay.
With that, I will send out 3 updates per day. So if the person may want to have their website promoted, if they have a special of the week, or maybe they just want to get more followers or Facebook friends to be able to advertise their own business, that is one component of the social media promotions. I also have Meet Your Tweet, which is a networking event. And Meet Your Tweet started right here in Richmond.
Meet Your Treat. I can meet a bird.
Meet Your Tweet.
Meet Your Treat. Okay.
Tweet.
Come on, man. I know you heard what she said.
I just had to make sure I understood. You know, my hearing's a little bit bad sometimes.
Well, go ahead and let's see you say it again.
Meet Your Treat.
Yes, Meet Your Tweet.
Meet Your Treat.
Meet Your Tweet came around because I am a very big tweeter.
Okay.
I'm on Twitter. Twitter is one huge playground for entrepreneurs.
Okay.
With that being said, I wanted to have a way to bring people in the community together, because with social media, we do fall very lazy because we feel that we can sell our products online to our Facebook friends. We can email them, text them, and that's it. So Meet Your Tweet is giving people the opportunity to come back to old-fashioned face-to-face networking during happy hour.
Okay. What's happy hour?
Happy hour is 5 to 9.
5 to 9, not 3 to 7. I can get my drink on.
Well, you know, it depends, because it can be a day party. You know, I'm very flexible with Meet Your Tweet, but I need to make sure that there are drink specials.
Okay, not a
Yes.
problem. So we can get informed while we're sitting back drinking some juice and
Right.
water and whatever.
Or spirits, depends on the person.
Okay.
I myself go for water.
Okay, very
Yes.
good.
Yes. Now, outside of those two, I also have started more so on a nonprofit side, because I believe in always giving back to the community. My full-time job outside of the entertainment is mental health counseling.
Oh, shoot.
So
Because I
I've
had you
been doing
last
that
week.
since November of 2000. I've been in the counseling field since November 2000.
I thought you was only 25.
I am.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
I am. And with that being said, I have taken under my wing the topics of domestic violence, HIV/AIDS, and I also was very big on this last presidential race to make sure to get people to go out and vote.
Okay.
So I've been holding events for that as well.
Okay,
And the
cool.
last part of the Yoshiko Entertainment is being a booking manager for an A&R by the name of Kevin Shine. He's currently the head of A&R for Arrow Records.
Mm-hmm.
And he's currently working with Ann Nesby and Kim Burrell on their newest project.
All right. Go ahead.
Yes.
Go ahead.
I think I definitely need to talk to you after the show then, because I'm gonna have to check out some talents.
All right.
All right, not a problem. Now, if you don't mind me asking, Yoshiko, I could already guess, but what's the etymology behind your name?
So my grandparents, well, my grandfather was in the military,
Okay.
stationed in Japan.
Mm-hmm.
He and my grandmother lived there for 3 years. They had a maid and a nurse, one named Yoshiko, one named Hideko.
Hideko. Okay.
Yes. My mother's name is now Hideko.
Mm.
And many, many years later, when she had a daughter, they chose to name me Yoshiko.
Mm.
Now, my only question that I could never get the answer to, because may both of my grandparents rest in peace, All I want to know is who was the maid and who was the nurse.
Well, the reason why I ask is because I'm always big on diversity, and I always want people to understand that we're everywhere. Everybody,
Right.
all cultures of everything are everywhere across this world. And, with that being said, it's a beautiful name.
Thank you.
Now, Miss Hardy,
Yes. Yes, sir.
you doing all right over here?
I'm doing wonderful. Thank
Okay,
you.
I didn't want you to think I forgot about you.
Oh, I hope you didn't forget about me.
No problem. I'm looking both ways. I'm telling you, I really need my glasses. Sitting here with y'all. Now, tell me a little bit about you. With your agent with Nationwide.
Currently, yes, I'm an agent with Nationwide. I've been working in insurance for about 18 years.
Mm-hmm.
I just recently left a company. I was a sales manager for my own location. Hold it closer.
Mm-hmm.
I was a sales manager for my own location with another company, and I took this position with Nationwide because I had more products, more opportunity for my clients. I didn't like the idea that I had to send clients somewhere else to find coverage I didn't offer. So I had to make some changes in who I was connected with.
Okay.
And Nationwide as a company, they actually call their clients members. And I like that, just that terminology itself, because I feel like I have a relationship with the people that I'm servicing. And I'm property and casualty licensed, life and health licensed. I have 4 licenses through the state. So pretty much I can take care of all your personal needs as well as your business needs. I hold several designations, and by that I mean I just went further with my education to specialize in certain areas of insurance, so you can feel confident when I'm speaking with you that I'm certain about what it is I'm speaking about.
Okay.
And Miss Yoshiko and I hooked up with some of the after-work networking that she does. I attended her events. I go down, and I'm very successful. It's definitely a thing where you need to meet people where they are at that particular time, and sometimes it's at happy hour.
Okay. Now I'm going to start to ask you a little bit of questions, if you don't mind.
Sure.
What made you decide to be an insurance agent? Because I could have sworn that you were probably out on TV in front of the camera doing something else. So I don't understand. How did you become an insurance agent? What throughout your livelihood to say, you know what, I want to go in business for myself and become an insurance agent?
I'm so happy you asked me that. Actually, me as a young person, as a mother at a young age, I had to go a different route to get to what people call success. So I initially went to Job Corps, got my GED, and took up a trade in word processing. And then I actually temped into insurance. Someone hired me to type their policies, and they thought the assignment was going to last a few months. I had them policies typed within a week. They offered me a position. And then my inquisitive nature, I used to hear them ring a bell in the office certain times of the day. And I used to ask why, and they told me whenever they bound business or they got a new client, they got money. So I then asked them, well, how do I go about being able to help clients in that way? And one thing led to another. I took one test. I took another test. And one thing about insurance, once you get connected with a company, they desire you to continue your education so you are well versed when you're speaking to the clients about the coverages and what their needs are and making sure they're adequately protected. So me, myself, I attempted into insurance 18 years ago, and I've been here ever since. I've always been told I was a talkative person. So once someone gave me the information... So I was always told I was a talkative person. So once someone actually gave me information to make myself familiar with it enough where I can relay it back to someone else and help them understand in layman's term what it was I was speaking about, I've realized I found my niche, and I just stayed in it. And I realized so many people in our community are underrepresented and also underserved in this particular area of business. So I found my niche, and my goal is to bring other new people and other young people into this field and help it grow more.
Oh, that's awesome. Miss Yoshiko, what made you want to get into business for yourself? Or, what pushed you at an early age to say, you know what, I want to go for myself? Was it like you got tired of the 9 to 5? You tired of people just walking around giving you money? You said you wanted to earn it yourself, and what happened?
Okay, well, for myself, I have always kind of been in business for myself. When I was in college at VCU, I went I would have to walk 50 million blocks to park my car, and I kept walking past this place called James Nail Salon.
James
Nail Salon.
Oh, James Nail Salon.
On
Okay.
Main Street. And I would always walk past it, and I said, well, maybe I can do nails. I proceeded, got my nail license, and started doing nails, and loved the whole idea of being an entrepreneur. Doing fingernails, building clients, at one point was paying my household bills, and when my mother lost her job, it paid her household bills.
So it made you feel, this was at age 22, 23, right after college, or while you was in?
This was probably about 20, because I believe I was maybe in my third year of college.
Okay.
So
you was going to school and this at the same time, or you just left?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Go ahead.
I was doing that both at the same time. At some point, I wanted to pursue what I went to school for, which was criminal justice and minor in psychology, which kind of led more so on the side of juvenile justice. So I used to work for the city of Richmond and still was doing nails.
Okay.
But I always felt like I needed to be in the entertainment business doing something.
Was that because you had an entertainment talent in front of the camera or behind?
No. I think that because I've always just been a talker. Like Miss Hardy, I've always been a talker, and my girlfriend, I like to travel.
Mm-hmm.
So my girlfriend and I, we used to always go to Miami, for Memorial Day weekend, and I mean, just any time that we would travel, I always found myself talking to someone, finding out what they're doing, and by the end of the conversation, I'm getting a business card.
Okay.
So my girlfriend said, you always meet somewhere. You always networking. You're always doing this, that, and the other. And I was like, okay.
I know that term.
So my first thought was that, well, maybe I could do happy hour. Who doesn't like happy hour? Everybody go and crowd over at TGI Fridays or Applebee's for happy hour. How about we have something just for businesses, during happy hour? So at the time, I didn't even know what I was getting myself into. I just knew that I liked my name being Yoshiko, and I wanted everybody to know who Yoshiko was, so I decided to go with Yoshiko Entertainment.
Okay, pretty awesome.
I knew that Twitter and Facebook were a way to network with individuals, but I hadn't, at that particular time, I was not doing the social media promotions. I was only promoting myself.
Okay.
So I would say that at that point, I knew that networking events was my thing. And I wanted networking events in Yoshiko Entertainment to be tied to not only Richmond, but worldwide.
Well, that's pretty awesome. Now, I have a question. Now that you, both ladies got into the field, and now both of these, is it safe to say both of you ladies are African American ladies? Okay. Now, you got into this, both of you ladies are now African American women. What are some of the challenges, would you say, Ms. Hardy? Did you feel that you got pushed? Now, let me dig a little bit deeper. Okay. Now, you said you started off as a mother at an early age.
Yes, I did.
Okay. I need you.
Yes, I did.
Okay.
I was a mother at 15, turning 16.
Awesome. Okay. A lot of now this is reason why I'm asking, and please forgive me because we have a lot of young women
No shame.
Going through these challenges.
Yes, sir.
Now, insurances, I'm not as educated within it. I know it's not necessarily instant money, cash right there that day.
No, it's not.
Okay. So now, what did your family say to you when you trying to pursue your dreams? And the reason why I'm asking, because we face challenges from families, outside world, what have you. What challenges did you face personally and professionally and within the community?
I'm glad you asked that question. First, I wanted to say the biggest challenge I faced was professionally at work. When I initially showed an interest in furthering myself in the field of insurance, I was discouraged from it. I was actually told, oh, you don't want to do that. You're going to have to learn this subject, that subject. And my grandmother started me off reading at a very young age. And so once I realized all I had to do was read a book, comprehend it, and then go somewhere and take a test, I was like the road runner. You couldn't stop me. But I would say my biggest challenge was at work professionally. Personally, I was encouraged. The fact that I was able to self-study for these classes, as well as go sit in classes, but I felt that I was better when I self-studied at home. I was encouraged. Once I passed one test, I knew that I could take another test and pass that and get the designations. I was encouraged to keep on because, once again, the representation around me was not reflective of myself. Mm-hmm. And one of the biggest challenges I still face is there is not a lot of representation for myself within the insurance industry. And so that's why I've made it my mission. That's why I joined with the nonprofit organization Invest to help educate students within the high schools, within classrooms, any type of vocational educational schools, as well as community colleges. We can bring a program in free of charge to start educating people in regards to insurance and even help them get their licenses and become independent agents. You don't have to work for a company like I do. You can work on your own as an independent business owner. Any day I choose to step away, I can.
And you became successful, and now you have a couple of cars, a couple of houses.
No, I would say I became successful, and I'm still making my way through my community to change it. Me, myself, I'm not looking to obtain wealth in any form, whether it be tangible or people. I'm just here to do the work of the Lord, and whatever He inspires me to do, that's what I'm going to do. And I know I have a testimony, is the fact that this field of business made me a professional, and I found a career in it. Whereas because I didn't have my high school diploma and my college degree, others were turning me away. But this field accepted me and allowed me to develop myself further. So I encourage people to look at insurance as an option. It's a close cousin of finance and accounting. There's lawyers and doctors right at the center of everything that insurance does. So definitely this is a viable field, and a lot of people are retiring now. We need more young people to come into the field. 10 years from now, what it looks like right now, it won't look the same.
Okay. Well, that's very true. Ms. Yoshiko, what did you feel that you got as a black woman? How did you feel in terms of getting into this field, and especially and this is a good question for you, because me in IT and in business, I see a lot of women who work in it and work with computers because they have to, because of the nature of the job, but refuse to, or just don't have time, or just not interested to use it any more than, okay, I gotta check my child's schoolwork. The child's teacher emailed me, I gotta do this. Outside of that, not really for myself, other than who's out there I can talk to and holler at. You know what? But instead of, okay, and I'm gonna keep it real. You know, instead of who I can holler at, this dude look fine. What they's talking about, some girl on the Housewife show. But instead of looking at it for empowering, you know, it happens that way. So, how did you, let me ask you this: how did you deal with those challenges of women switching the mindset and say, you know what, let's change the focus using internet and social media instead of the all the
the gossip train.
Yeah, the ancillary things in the world. How did you face those challenges to say, okay, we need to push forward with this for Yoshiko Entertainment?
I can say that it is still a challenge because you are constantly trying to increase my resources. I feel that I am constantly selling myself because I'm trying to sell a service of social media. Mm-hmm. I would say, as far as the networking event is concerned, that is a challenge here in Richmond because we have become a community that only want to participate in something that is popular by default of what somebody else who's popular says is the end thing. Now, despite the fact of the numbers that I may have on Facebook and Twitter, people will secretly want me to provide a service for them, push my new business, do this and do that, but I offer a networking event that you'll go down the street to TGI Fridays, and go down there and party and get drunk, but you won't take the time out to come down and to network with other entrepreneurs,
like-minded individuals.
Very much so.
But you know what? You may not want them to be, because if they're not going to sit there and bring something new to the table, or some bread to the dinner, then you can forget it.
And honestly, that's where it became. Well, that's where I'm at now. But I would say at the beginning, what the challenge was that I could not understand that I have this huge network of individuals that was not interested in coming together for a good cause. Something that was free. Okay. And you had $2 drinks, and we gave you free food, and you had an opportunity to build your network.
Oh,
that was a true challenge, and I wanted to give up almost every month. Now, not saying that there were months that I had a good number of people. I mean, Francine, she was on it. She was definitely the person who was going around speaking to people. I mean, there have been individuals who have come to Meet Your Tweet, had never known, never met each other previously, came to Meet Your Tweet, clicked, has done business with each other, but yet they don't pay it forward.
See, and that's the thing. I can tell you, I got a place for you for your next your tweet. Okay. I got a couple places for you. I just want to say, Miss Sharon Monet, please forgive me if I mispronounce her name. Okay. Thank you for listening, and she wanted to say hello.
Hello.
And Mr. Sincere, anybody say anything yet? You see?
As of right now, nobody yet.
Nobody likes us? Oh, man. Come on. That's not nice. Everybody, come on. We're on Facebook.com/Enliven Radio. ENLIVEN Radio. RADIO. Or you can join us on the mixlr.com/Enliven Radio. Ms. Sharon says she's here, so she's going to make sure she keeps us entertained.
Yes. And I want to say that she's actually out of D.C.
Oh, hello.
She's
welcome.
An author, stage play. She has an upcoming event. She's actually one of my clients utilizing my social media services.
Ms. Sharon Monet, please, I want you to make sure you get in contact and send me some, hit us up and send me a message. I definitely would love to get in contact with you in the future.
I want to know where you've been all this time, Ms. Green, because I've been here in Richmond since 98, and looking for events and things and places to go. It seems like it's always the same club with the same people all the time.
Because people are normally talking about what they feel is popular.
See, and that's the thing. I'm trying to get people to broaden their minds. I've always been fighting to get people to swim, get them to travel, get in other arts and things. Now, I have a question for you, ladies. Okay. Here's the scenario. So you forgive me if it sounds a little bit crazy. Okay. I'm a new man in town. I don't know too much about Richmond other than I know it's the start of the South. And guess what? I want to start selling something. I'm going to start selling. Mr. Sincere, what type of business I'm going to sell?
Should we go with the computer electronics?
No, we're going to do something.
We're not going to touch on that.
We're going to say something on.
Okay, let's try hats. Let's say you want to sell hats.
I got a designer hats for business people. Older school people want to wear a cap, business hats, what have you, and I want to bring the hats back. Okay. Now, Ms. Hardy, what do I need? I'm coming to you. You say, okay, I'm an agent with Nationwide Insurance. How are you helping me? Or why should I need to take time out to listen to you? Because I got car insurance. But how's your insurance going to help me as a small business?
Let me make sure I understood you right. You're going to come back to Virginia and start a small business?
No. Fictitiously, okay, I'm an individual. I'm John Smith, okay. I have hat designs, and I want to open up a business selling hats, old school hats, what have you, just a cat place.
Sure.
And I hear about your business. Someone hand me your business card. Nice card, by the way. And then it says, okay, I need to contact Miss Hardy. Why do I need to contact Miss Hardy for my business, and what can her business do for me?
Because you need to understand the exposure you may have by owning this type of business. Are you going to have a physical location, or is it something that you're going to operate out your home? Will you hire employees?
Mm-hmm.
So as you answer those questions from me, I can understand what your needs are and how you need to protect yourself, because your investment is what needs to be protected. Just in case, let's say you have a building, someone comes on your premises and they hurt themselves, and you don't carry liability insurance.
So I need to talk to you about insurance for myself.
For yourself, that's correct. And also for your products, maybe, those things that you're providing to the public, depending on how you go about making them and who's making them for you. So are they going to assume the liability when there's a defect in the product? So
like if someone wears my hat, somehow she walks outside, her hair starts to burn, and she wants to blame me for blame my hat. There's really too much curls or activator in her hair, but
that's called product liability.
Product liability.
That's correct.
Okay.
Go ahead and laugh.
Man,
I'm bringing the truth. But there's a lot of litigious lawsuits out there. So
you better believe it, and that's what I'm saying. Once you approach a company and you explain to them what your exposure or what your business is, they then at that point need to look at, well, what's the possibility of someone suing you? And like I said, it just depends on, are you going to own a property where someone can actually come on the premises, or will it be something you do online? You may not need to carry as much insurance if it's something that you're going to just have an online store for. And
so then let's say I need to carry, let's say I'm just starting out, I'm just carrying a cart, going to different businesses and venues and events. So I need personal bond insurance. Okay, can Nationwide help me?
Most definitely. We do provide bonds. We provide service bonds. The type of bond you're looking for, when you say you're going on their premises?
I'm going on premises. I'm going to be, let's say, like for example, Richmond Raceway. A lot of people come by, want to wear their hats, and I sold about 500 hats.
Sure.
But to protect myself, what do I need to be in the open field?
You may need to get a policy as a concessionary. Like you may actually need something that protects you while you're on their premises. A lot of those places like that require you to come in through the door with your own insurance.
Okay.
Their policy may drop down and pick up after a certain amount of risk has taken place, depending on what the loss is, but they expect you to carry at least $1 million in your aggregate limits. That's the maximum amount your policy will pay. They will at least expect you to carry that much in your insurance to protect yourself and anything that may arise out of you being on their premises.
Mm-hmm.
But for yourself as an individual, it depends on the state. Each state is different when it comes to your insurance requirements.
Okay.
Some risk you can't get rid of. Like if you're going to have employees, you're going to need to provide those employees with insurance.
I'm going to Texas tomorrow with my hats, and somebody else down there needs insurance. Can they still come to you?
No, I only write in the state of Virginia, but I can get them in touch with a Nationwide agent in Texas. So we are nationwide, so I can get them connected. And I tend to refer to people who I know is going to give you the same service as I will.
What if I went to, let's say, the Canary Islands? It's part of the U.S., but it's a territory. Can you help me?
Say it again. I know you said an island.
See, you heard the island. See?
So I did. It depends on which island, like Hawaii.
Well, okay, I'll give you a good question. Let's say I do some work, but I go to one of the U.S. territories. I'm based here in the U.S., but I'm going overseas. I go to Europe. I go somewhere else, but something happened. Somebody fell working for me overseas. Let's say I'm in London or one of the territories. How does your insurance help me?
Well, some policies do extend to when you are in another country, but you have to look. Each policy is different. Each company is different. I would have to look at the exclusions and the limitations in your policy. But also, you can purchase coverage that will extend over when you're in another country, because the things that may be going over in that country may not be taking place here.
Okay.
The warfare,
like
your policy doesn't cover war.
Okay.
Yeah, a policy is only going to when a policy covers you, they want to know that they are covering you for some time before you file a claim. They're not going to send you somewhere where there's a greater degree of risk and immediately have
unless I'm a news reporter or something like that. Okay.
That's correct.
So now I got insurance and I'm taking care of it other than that. So then you hand me Miss Yoshiko, please forgive me.
That's okay.
Yoshiko's card. And I said, okay, Mr. Yoshiko, how can you help me?
I can help you start off with getting a buzz. Let's get you some social media presence going on.
Okay, I'm on Facebook. I'm on Twitter. I talk to my cousins on Twitter and things like that. So I'm already on here. What's going on?
So what I'm going to do is that I'm going to expose you to my 8,000 Twitter followers.
Okay.
I'm going to expose you to my 4,000 Facebook friends. I'm going to expose you to my 900 LinkedIn account, because now if you have a website, I can now promote your business so you can be making money while you're traveling.
Okay, so you're exposing me. So, well, I got my name is Hats Are Us. Well, I typed on my page, hey, buy from Hats on Us. Okay, what are you different than that?
Well, the difference is if you do not have networks in all of these areas, a lot of times people need to expand themselves. And social media has allowed us to expand our business over the internet. So as you are going from event to event, you may be going to the islands and things like that, you still need an ongoing social media campaign, because if someone wants to find you and they do not have, they have misplaced your business card, they need to be able to Google you and to go online and find you. Okay,
so now I go somewhere and I need to make some statements, or I'm on the news or what have you. Do you help me with, let's say, publicists? Public relations, anything of that nature?
I do not, but I have. I was going to say I have an app for that.
see, I'm loving
but
it.
I
it's
have
an Android
app.
I
have a resource. I have resources, and another thing that another component to my business is consulting. So therefore, you being a new business, knowing what it is that you need to do to get your social media presence off the ground, because maybe you're not interested in utilizing my network. Maybe you feel that you've built an awesome network because maybe you have 20,000 followers on Twitter. But guess what? You're busy with the production of the hats. You're busy traveling, but you don't have time to sit down and to manage your own Facebook and Twitter. I also can do that for you. I also manage individual social media accounts. Okay, so
now I have you managing my accounts. You putting in a presence. Now I get this information about Meet Your Tweet. Is this a once a month event, or a couple of times a month? What do I need to bring to me with these Meet Your Tweet events?
Meet Your Tweet used to be every first Friday. I have changed it because of Richmond, honestly. Richmond told me, 5 to 9 isn't too good. If it was later, I could come. Or I really don't like Shockoe Bottom, but then I look on Facebook and they down in Shockoe Bottom clubbing with their friends that night, or whatever the case may be. Or I don't do clubs. I'm a Christian. I work the night shift and I go in, I had all sorts of reasons why people could not attend. Okay. So what I decided to do was to stop the every month, and now I travel. I actually just came back from Atlanta last month doing a Meet Your Tweet event.
Is this so you setting up the Meet Your Tweet events?
Yes. And so now Meet Your Tweet has allowed the individuals in Atlanta, they were doing a Women in Business Awards. Mm-hmm. So we had women that were flying out from California, Texas, even up here, up north, Chicago, coming into Atlanta for this Women in Business conference on Saturday. So therefore, Meet Your Tweet was your meet and greet networking mixer the night before.
So when's the next one here in Richmond? I want to go. I got my Hats Are Us. When's the next one in Richmond?
I have not planned that one yet.
But that's coming.
It is coming.
Okay.
Yes, it is coming because I wanted to do a little restructuring of Meet Your Tweet.
Please help me get her back here doing that. I mean, I saw a lot of success from it.
I'm gonna sit here right now. I'm gonna guarantee you I'm gonna guarantee you a spot.
Okay.
And I'm gonna put it out there. I'm gonna guarantee you 15 people.
All right.
I'm gonna guarantee you 15 people. I'm gonna beg, borrow, steal, beat them down, whatever I gotta do.
You mean 15
Put 'em in the
more
trunk.
people for me to connect with?
That's right.
Wow.
For 15
Yes.
more people for you to connect with. If
Yes.
anything else, they can just see how beautiful you two ladies are
Thank you.
and everything else.
And when and one thing, I listen to a lot of my my counterparts, and one thing that a business owner told me, she said, people, as long as it's something routine, people feel that there's no rush. If they know that Meet Your Tweet is every month on the first Friday, and if they're tired this Friday, I'll just go next month. And the next month comes,
Everybody's
Tyler Perry
tired.
movie comes out, so now you got to go.
You gonna miss Meet Your Tweet for a Tyler Perry movie? Then I got a problem. Okay, I'm sorry, Medea can't do nothing for me.
So now,
Medea. Come on, man.
I'm sorry.
Leave Tyler alone. He got his lane.
You know
he
what?
got his money.
I'm gonna let people know there's certain enemies of this show. Apple, Tyler Perry. We got a few others. I'll think of them.
Just don't say the Boondocks.
No, Boondocks. No, I love Boondocks. Boondocks is awesome. That guy is reading my mind. Now, let me ask you these ladies this question, okay?
Okay.
Now, both of y'all mentioned nonprofits associated with your group. Could you tell us a little bit more about your nonprofits? Like, you mentioned, Ms. Hardy, your nonprofit. Could you give me the name of your nonprofit and tell me, and let me make sure I got this correct. Your nonprofit helps other people be involved, other youth, minorities, women only, or just is this tailored to one group, and how can they get in contact with you?
They will say to you when you go to the website that they are using this for high schools, community colleges, but I'm here to tell you that I've spoken to the representatives, and I've gotten into a place where we can take this into the adult education center if churches are willing to implement the program. It's called, Invest. I apologize, Invest. IN, capital V, EST.
Mm-hmm.
And once again, what it is it's a 501(c) educational trust. And what it is, once again, I, as a volunteer, have taken on the challenge of going into the city of Richmond schools to implement this program to make the young kids aware of the scholarship money these people give, the classroom. To basically, they'll help them get their license in insurance, to help them immediately start a career in insurance, or if they want to go on and further their education by getting a degree, this company will provide scholarship money to do that. Once again, my challenge is I need to make connections with the city of Richmond to help get me connected with the educators in the city schools that will help me bring this program in. Once again, these are for those kids who may not be certain of what direction they want to go in. They like dealing with people. They like dealing with money. Some people like dealing with risk. If that's the case, then I want to help them come into this field. You don't need a lot of prior experience. You can be a salesperson, come into insurance.
Okay.
Counselor, come into insurance.
That's no problem. Now, Ms. Yoshiko, you mentioned you have a nonprofit as well.
I am in the process of building my nonprofit to be a business.
Okay.
I had a Meet Your Tweet event in 2011.
Okay.
No, 2012, early 2012. And one of the topics was domestic violence and HIV, and to be able to give resources to those individuals. I did not realize the power of that particular Meet Your Tweet event, that weeks after, people were still talking about the event because we had people giving live accounts of their situations. We had 2 men in the audience whose sisters were killed as a result of domestic violence. So it was it was definitely something that I didn't want. As the counselor in me did not want to leave those loose ends.
Okay.
So therefore, I actually organized a domestic violence brunch. And at that point, that's when I knew that the counselor in me still needed to have those ties to the community, because I do have all of these resources at my fingertips.
Okay, now, and I thank you very much, because that's definitely an important issue, because I'm always cautioning people to be careful, because there's a lot of bad guys out there.
Yes.
Now, what do you see, Ms. Hardy, I'm going to start with you first. What do you see in the future? Okay, well, let me ask you this. What's the next step you're looking to take with your small business? Like, okay, you're established, you're well known, you're popular, you got the whole East Coast lined up. Now, okay, what's your next step? Are you looking to expand? Are you looking to start another business? What resources are you looking to use to help expand or grow?
I'm looking to expand my territory. And by doing that, I think that the more people that I educate about this career field and their ability to find legacy here in respects to your community. So for me, it's an expansion. Personally, I don't have any personal goals. Everything is about community for me. It comes naturally.
Okay. Now, Ms. Yoshiko?
Yes.
What do you think? What is your next step with, you have Meet Your Treat, you have Yoshiko Internet.
I have a lot.
You have a lot going on. What is your next step that you're going to go with your company?
Well, Stephen, I'm going to try to wrap this up in about 2 or 3 minutes, because and this is going on record, as I move closer to 40, I have now realized what my purpose is.
I'm going to tell you something real quickly here. Okay, I want to tell you and any woman that's listening to this, stop this business about, oh, I'm a woman, I can't ask or tell my age, because I'm going to tell you something. Regardless of who you are, how age you are, be glad that you're here. Whether you're 8, 80, deaf, crippled, crazy, whatever it is, you are loved and you are here.
Yes.
And by me or any fans, whether I agree with you or not, you are here. So always be proud of who you are and of your age, because you know what? Regardless of your age, there's many women out there don't get to see that. So
And
be
this is
proud.
true.
Someone says, well, you look whatever your age. Be proud. Stand up and proud. Say your name.
And I'm 25.
You go ahead.
So,
I'm 21 plus.
So with that being said, I can say that in my 30s, I have had a lot of soul searching, and I was not quite clear exactly the path that God was taking me.
Okay.
Because I knew I was a networker, so boom, we got Meet Your Tweet. We know that social media is the new fad. You know, I hooked onto that very quickly, and therefore I'm able to now, become a vehicle for other business owners to have an opportunity of getting their business recognized through social media. I have now the HIV, events, the domestic violence event. Like I said, I was very hot and heavy with the voter registration, the actual being out there in the community. And then you have the music industry side that has it's kind of hanging over my head. And I did not quite understand exactly what path that I was supposed to take. Okay. And with talking with a business manager, I realized that, and then I also have a life coach, and with talking with her, I realized that God puts you in certain places and you go down certain paths for a reason, even though you don't know why you're doing it. And I feel that my networking events, I feel that my social media presence has all been a foundation. Okay. My education and my experience with counseling has been all a foundation. as much as I want to steer into the entertainment life, whether if I want to be a singer, a rapper, a ballet dancer, or whatever the case may be, at heart, I'm a counselor.
Okay.
So with that being said, my next mission is to now become my own entrepreneur, whether if it's a life coach, because I feel that is the best option for me to be able to counsel the stars. That is a way that I can earn income and still be able to help people, because now I have built this resource pool of individuals. I now have a presence on social media. So when people are looking to pay for my services, I've now built that foundation. So I guess you would say that I will be tapping into my entertainment world and my community to provide my counseling services.
All right. Now, and this is a two-part question. I'm going to ask part A for both of you. Okay. Both of y'all been in your fields for quite a long time. What are some challenges if someone else who says, I want to be like Miss Hardy, I want to be like Yoshiko? What do I need to prepare? What do I need to look out for? What to be careful of? Miss Hardy? I'll come back to you if you want me to.
No, I was just going to say, anytime you're looking to grow yourself, you want to make sure you're attaching yourself to people who are like-minded, who are about continuous improvement of themselves. You do not align yourself with dream killers or dream stealers. For me, I would say that one of the things I was just telling them to assert themselves, whatever it is, that if they're coming into this field, you're going to have to apply yourself. Be a student of the trade. Okay. Most definitely. But most definitely get with people who are like-minded, who are in the business, and who have been in it for a while. So each day you learn something new. And for me, I'm a continuous work in progress. But I do know that people are the source of my success. So I just have to stay connected to those people who can put me in front of people, like Miss Yoshiko.
Ms. Yoshiko, what challenges or somebody else who's, let's say, in California, in Europe, whoever's listening to the show, and says, I want to do the same thing or something similar or something different, what should I be looking out for?
That is a very hard question, because I feel that I've kind of created my own lane with social media, because now, you have these social media companies, where you can buy your followers, you can, or whatever the case may be.
Yours is genuine, obviously.
Mine is genuine. Okay. Yes, mine is genuine. I actually go in and put those tweets into the system that goes out to my Facebook and Twitter.
You're not Miss King Kardashian, got a couple of billion people.
Right, right. One thing I would have to say is that I guess people really have to know what they want to do, and even if you don't, I think that at some point you have to have some sort of, you have to, see a vision, some sort of, I didn't know what the vision was. Like I just explained my story of how I kind of stumbled upon certain things. So, I guess my question to that person who may come to me and say, well, you know what, Yoshiko, that I want to do, X, Y, and Z, I probably would more so want to mentor them. I would actually extend myself to mentor them to make sure that this is the path that they want to go in. Share some of my secrets.
All right. Now, before I get to part B, Mr. Sincere, what do you have to say?
Just to add to what she had said, a lot of times, a lot of kids don't have the opportunity to have someone there to mentor them, and that's just a important thing that we have to look at for our kids now, is to make sure that if there's anything they want to do, that there's a way and an avenue that they can get it done without having to be worrying about somebody taking advantage of them.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
Now, part B to my question is, both of y'all ladies of faith. Is it safe to say?
Yes.
Okay. No, or both of you ladies are women of faith.
Yeah.
Okay. How did God? You went through a hard time. So each of our ups and downs of your businesses. How did God bring you out, or how did God affect you in moving with your business? You can. I'm sorry. All right. But basically, how has God affected you, and how has God brought you through some challenges within your business?
He continues to elevate me. It doesn't have to necessarily be I'm the CEO or the company owner, but it just putting me in places and amongst people that I would never think I would be around. I was able to go to the Urban League dinner about 2 weeks ago, where it was a scholarship awards dinner, and I was sitting amongst. I'm sorry, I had to, because it makes me emotional to think about it. But I was sitting amongst public officials and representatives from some of the well-known companies here in Richmond, Virginia, and all I did was start doing what I do best when I go down to Miss Yoshika. They sat at my table, and I started talking to them about who's helping them with their insurance.
That's right.
So I believe that God continues to elevate me. I have not reached the peak of my success yet. It's still a work in progress. So I just believe that he has a hand, and he opens those doors for me. Once again, we are not well represented in the field that I'm in, but I have had the luxury of, like I said, running my own location, joining another agency where he's pretty much giving me the keys and saying, hey, do whatever it's going to take to drive business and traffic in the location. So I say all of that is a stepping stone for me having my own location as well as that training center to help bring other young people into this field.
I'm going to have you definitely speak, because I'm working on a project I'm working on a project that's going to blow Richmond's mind.
Wow.
And Ms. Yoshiko, you got a hand in this.
Yeah, I know.
But I have a project I'm gonna blow Richard's minds through this, and I'm gonna have you emotional or not, cry all you want if you want. I don't mind. I want people to have the real.
I was trying to keep it together, but it is emotional for me, because I could have been someone's statistic. And according to the statistics, I was
not
supposed
to be here. I'm going to tell you right now. They're going to tell you you're not supposed to be here. One, unfortunately, what they say is, unfortunately, you're black, so you're not supposed to be here by that. You're a woman. You definitely got no rights in this country, despite what the law is.
That's right.
And then 3, you're a woman who had a child early. So they're going to say, you ain't supposed to be here.
Most definitely.
And God's pulled you through, and I want to say thank you.
He definitely has, and I'm supposed to be able to reach back and tell other young people like myself, just because you may have traveled down a road that wasn't necessarily that road that you initially was supposed to, it wasn't that straight and narrow road. You still have the opportunity to be successful in life and redeem yourself in respects to what others may be saying. But I say let the naysayers go and just walk through with God.
Amen. Yoshiko?
I just want to say that Francine is just awesome. Okay? I just want to let everybody in your network hear just how awesome Francine is, because I've worked with the Francine type, and I know how discouraging.
All these women got money like that, okay? Dang.
No, I'm talking.
Dang, I need to hang with you.
No. I'm talking about the young 15, 16-year-old pregnant girl who, people are looking down on her and don't expect her to excel. And despite it all, you would not have known this story just by being in Francine's company. And one thing that God has done, he has given her a tremendous motivating spirit. She is humble at all times. She's a team player, and she is very, very supportive of everybody.
Both of y'all ladies are going to be on my team and things like that. I want to say thank you, both of you, and things like that. I'm going to go to, you're more than welcome. I know a couple of you may have a couple other events and things. And one thing I want to say, I thank y'all, because both of y'all have children. And, this is going to be a positive effect on your children no matter what. Even if it's not going to fail. Okay, I just want to let you know. But even if it did, or something else didn't work out, it don't matter, because it's a positive thing to show your children that, I tried something, it didn't work. But guess what? You will get back up.
Right.
And everything. You ask the Lord to help you, you get back up.
And I am a firm believer that it went exactly the way it was supposed to go.
Yeah, holler. And everything, because it's bringing you around to something else. So
yes.
I want to say thank you, both ladies, and
thank you.
You're more than welcome to stay for the rest. We get into some other things too, but I love your company. But and so please feel free to stay. Leave the children; they can stay. We take it. But I wanted to say thank you very much, ladies, for your time and your attention.
It's been my pleasure, and thank you for being so gracious with your show.
Not a problem. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to go into a small little break and be right back with you. So y'all have some fun, and we're going to see you on the rebound. about to get on going here in the groove here. I hope everybody's enjoying the music here. I enjoy a lot of jazz, European sound, house, soul, R&B, all types of good music. It's very, very soothing, and I got a whole bunch of different things. So if ever you need some music, lounge or relaxing or jazz or whatever, if you need some ideas, please let us know. So we keep on going. Mr. Sincere, you doing okay?
Yeah, I'm good to go. I just wanted to say, man, it was great to have two African American ladies on here that were on their thing. They were on their game. They know what they're talking about, and they're out to help the community. So that's something that everybody needs to get a part of.
Amen. Let me offer a little housekeeping here. First off, I want to thank our sponsors, Lido Pizza and Pasta, Willow Lawn Inn and Short Pump, 4925 Willow Lawn Drive, and here in Richmond, in the Willow Lawn Shopping Center, and the 4030 Gathering Place, in the Gathering Place Shopping Center. Great food. We're not just pizza. We do pasta, sandwiches, a whole bunch of different things. And if you need any catering or anything else, please just come on by. Say hi to Lee Fuentes. He's the owner. Tell him I sent you, and he might just give you a small free cheese pizza. You know, and Mr. Sincere, you are a frequent user of his food.
Yeah, actually, I was just hitting on a couple of cold slices just now. It's just as good cold as it is hot.
All right, cool. We'll take care of it. Also, I want to talk about Cars Unlimited. If you have some problems with your car, need some mechanic work, you need some advice, consignment, whatever the case may be, used, brand new, go buy Cars Unlimited. Brian Harrison is the owner, 804-588-9553. The website is Cars Unlimited, CARZ Unlimited LLC.com. It's over on 133 East Bell Boulevard, Suite A. Again, tell him I sent you, and he'll say hi, and he'll see what he can do for you. Everything. Very good cars. I have a couple of cars I've gotten from him over the years, and it's served me very well. Now to some fun things for the day. I don't know which way to start today. Which way should I go?
Well, I know you're hype. You want to really start on that Facebook situation. I mean, you can feel free to go to that. I mean,
okay. I'm going to put it out there, and I'm going to just try to sum it up. Now, I'm not one to join in dumb foolishness, and I'm not about that drama, as the saying goes. But this one kind of touched the nerve because it was attacked to me publicly and ruthlessly, and was very done inappropriately. So I'm going to address it, but I'm not going to address it with buffoonery in the same light that it was given towards me. I'm going to attack it professionally, and I want now do it this way because I want other people, young and old, to understand that there's a proper way to handle conflict resolution besides just blasting for no reason. A young lady befriended me a while back, out the blue. Responded to some positive comments that I had made on Facebook. Just said hi a few times. You know, we talked off and on, nothing big deal, what have you. But shortly started requesting some things. Okay, financially. Now, this person is not even within this country. Then I said, sorry, I couldn't do anything, or, we'll try to find some other ways. And I was also very busy recently attending to some other business. Person gets mad. Next thing I know, I get a call or a posting on Facebook from somebody else stating that I was trolling through their pages, finding their family members and trying to hunt women and all these other different inappropriate things. I don't do these things.
Now, I think I remember you speaking about this, and I was kind of shocked when you said it, and I had to look back on the page to see this, and I just was like, really? I mean, from all indications I got, and from looking at what you had sent, there was no reason for that at all.
No. And I was not, first of all, I know a lot of people, I will admit. But if I try to hunt down through everybody's friends list and things like that, just to try to specifically look for somebody that I don't even know. I did not know they were related. One was located in New York. The other one was located in another country. And I was like, okay, what's going on? So when I inquired about it, a person in New York was very mad. Did not give me a chance to speak. Now, in one sense, I can understand, because if you're thinking somebody in your family is telling you somebody is attacking you and this, that, and that, you're going to be a little defensive. And I can understand that. But right is right, wrong is wrong. And going about it the way that she attacked me on Facebook, it was very wrong. And this person is in a field that conducting yourself in a professional manner is primal. And I was very shocked at because of that nature of that person's profession, that they reacted inappropriately, where you have other people, young and old, viewing your page. So what kind of example are you leading towards that person? So I explained myself as calmly as possible, very calm. I didn't even raise my voice or anything. Told her that, this person was requesting funds. This person was playing a game with you and everybody else and running a scam. But the person did not hear that. They were just like, got no time for that. This person, their family member that was doing an inquiry, is not even listed as a family member. So I had no knowledge. But then all of a sudden I'm put out as if I'm some predator and all these other different things. And that's very wrong, because I'm going to tell those who do not know, I've worked very, very, very hard towards women's rights. I've been chastised by many men and teased and even by women, because I'm a big supporter of women's rights. I don't believe in hitting women. I don't believe in calling women B's and H's and all this other stuff. We're helped out at rape crisis centers. I picked up many women late at night. Have some people attacked and going through a lot of different things. So I'm very sensitive. Even when I go out to different events, I've always asking women to please call me, send me a message, let me know that they got home safe. When they don't, I get a little bit concerned. That being said, when you throw me under the bus, as with other young men other boys that try to be men.
Yeah, let's get it right, boys.
And boys trying to act like men and be mischievous in their actions, or when their only concern is trying to get in your pants for that night, I have a problem with that, seriously. And I know that there's plenty of women. I may be a little corny. I may be a little bit nerdy. I may be a little wild at times and stuff. But one thing I am not is an inappropriate person. I am a gentleman. And I did not appreciate that for something I did not do nor happen. So let that be a lesson to the other young men out there to please be careful. Let this be a lesson to women that you don't need to play games and things like that. Because all it does is make it hard for yourself and other women who are going through things. And then now when you cry foul for someone who is attacking you or bullying you, which this was a case of straight bullying. And people don't think women don't bully men, but no, it does. And as a guy, you can't attack, because then you're the one in wrong. It's hard to defend yourself, because the woman could be telling all types of lies, but when she says something, who's going to believe it in this world? So I say that to please be careful in how you tackle a certain situation. And please, young girls, don't follow these things that you see in the news media and the girls and rap videos and things like that. That is not the life to live. Did I cover every famous citizen here?
That sounds like about everything you wanted to cover on that issue.
Okay, I wanted to. I can breathe regarding that one.
You know what? This has been eating at me about this one situation here. We don't rarely jump into the sports arena. At some point in time, later down the road, we probably will. But this just irks me to no end. Why did Jason Collins have to come out and say his sexual orientation? I mean, if you are, then that's what you are. You don't have to come out to the world and say, hey, look, I'm this, I'm that, because everybody don't care. Mm-hmm. I mean, to do that almost to me, it seemed like a publicity stunt.
I don't think it was a publicity stunt. I'm going to say it like this. And it was, I was having a similar conversation with another person some time before. And then it's funny how some of the people in the media were mimicking some of the things I had mentioned before. When it comes to men, and especially men's sports at times, we're always the last to accepting of people of different races or genders or beliefs, creed, and sexual orientation. We've had plenty of, golf, tennis players, other race car drivers, and also in women's sports as well, both in team or individual sports, all have come out to say that, they're homosexual and they're gay, or maybe bisexual, or whatever. And it's been accepted. Okay, no problem. Move on. Sometimes, unfortunately, with the women's sports, especially towards basketball, it's unfairly put out there that they just automatically assume that you're gay. But either way, regardless, okay, so fine. That's your right. But when it comes to men, it's always a hard time. And I'm always finding it shocking that I would think football would be easier because you work on a college campus, diversity, and things like that, or just sports in general, if you're coming from a diverse background city. With Mr. Collins, I think it was more so of just that he didn't have any intentions initially, and I think he just said, you know what, go ahead, I'm just going to put it out there. Now, I think he's maybe more the first modern and active player. There's other basketball players that came out after they had come out. There's a Joe Amici, John Amici, thank you, that came out a couple of years ago, but he was long out the league. And there was a few others that's been mentioned as well. Now, he's comes out. And the issue is, okay, why is it big news? I think it's just because of today's era. Sadly, if he was a bigger name, then I think people would care more. But the thing about it is, okay, now that glass ceiling, that door's been broken. Are others willing to come out? And can we just finally move on and accept the fact that there are gay people in this world? And it's not taking anything away from you. That person is like, you're taking away my rights. How? That person's gay. Okay, that's their choice. That's their life. If you choose to be gay, cool. If not, that's cool. No one's asking you to hate them or love them. It's to a point it's not about you. And in this situation, for him, it was just some people need to have that release. Some people, that's why you see people come out and say, after a certain number of years, I committed this crime. Or I've done this, or I've done that. I set that house on fire, and I lost the house. I've seen kids come back and say, Mom, I'm the one that lost your necklace, that family heirloom from years ago. Whatever the case may be. Because that guilt was eating at them for many years. You can try to hide it, but the Lord knows. And a lot of other people know too. So eventually, for him, it was just a release. And it just goes on now. I just hope that we can move past it and say, hey, what goes on? Life goes on, excuse me.
Yeah, it's going to go on, but that's just...
Anything, I have plenty of gay friends. I'm not gay. I'm not going to, I'm going to say it like this, as a young black man or black man period, or just a man, as much stuff that we've gone through and as much stuff I've gone through individually, just because of who I am and how I am, that people won't give me a chance because I look a certain way or act a certain way or I don't do certain things like other quote unquote stereotypical black men they think on TV. I'll give you an example. I've gone on job interviews, and for some reason people act like you can't hear. But I've gone around job interviews, and I'm sitting down there around the corner in the meeting room. They say, "Oh my gosh, I didn't know you was black." And I'm like, "Really?" Because my name says Steven Sykes. I try my best to speak proper as much as possible. I'm not perfect, but I try my best. And I try my best to enunciate my words clearly because I have a deep voice. But then people sit there and it's like, oh my gosh, he's black. I didn't know. And then they come around, oh, hi, Steven, I'm glad to see you. And do all these other different things. And it's like, they'll go through the motions just so they could say, I can't file a complaint. And it's like, I wish I had a recorder with me sometimes. Just this dumb stuff. So it's just people act differently, and it's wrong. And that's big. You know what? That's their life because they refuse to evolve. It's not about money, race, or whatever. It's just that some people just refuse to evolve. And you know what? The world will leave you behind. And no one's perfect. Okay.
I'm not touching that subject. You're not. I'm not gonna get sucked into that because I'm on the other side of that argument all day long. And you just do what you want to do. That's cool as long as it doesn't affect me.
See, that's the thing. It's not that. See, and that's the thing. I'm with you on that. It's not affecting you. I think it's just the fact that because people are so much, you see in the news now, people are so quick that they eager to out somebody, something because they act. Now, some of them put themselves in that position just for attention. I don't think this gentleman has been, because he's been a relatively cold person, and because he kind of kept quiet, and there are a lot of men in the sports world that do a lot of good things, and he does too. They just don't get attention. But unfortunately, drama attracts news. And unfortunately, the rush to name somebody who's gay, for whatever reason, has to be news. And I hope that we can get to a point that we can move past that and move on with our lives to more important things. We're going to go with the historical person of the day. You ready for this?
What you got today?
Oh, I got a good person. And this one is not too far different in too far away from history. This person's name is Clifton R. Wharton Jr. Again, Clifton R. Wharton Jr. Clifton R. Wharton, Wharton Jr. Do you know who this is?
No, but I'm looking it up.
He's an American economist, founder and official for a bunch of different groups. He served as a university president and corporate executive who was briefly the U.S. Deputy Secretary of State for Bill Clinton back in the day, not too far ago. He's worked very hard, and not only that, but also in foreign economy, development of several other businesses, and philanthropy. He also served in the foreign service for several years for the U.S. government. He also graduated from Harvard University, one of the few in history at that time, with a bachelor's degree in history. He also became the first black announcer at a campus radio station and the first black secretary of the National Student Association, a lobby group that he founded. He was the first African American accepted to the School of Advanced International Studies at Johns Hopkins University, earning a master's in 1948. So this man just kept racking up degrees in education.
I see.
Yeah.
I see. And then what else? What else did he do? He was the first black man to pass the Foreign Service examination.
Yes, he did. And also in 1969, he was appointed director of Equitable Life Assurance Society of the United States, becoming the first black person to sit on the board of the top 10 largest corporations. So now he had power to get that far. His first full-time post, he served as an agricultural development on the Agricultural Development Council for a non-government agency to help push the government for help with farmers' rights, health. Also, he helped the population threatening for mass starvation in Asia back in the day because of the population explosion. He also did, in 1970, he was appointed president of the Michigan State University. And he was the first appointment of an African American to head a major university as well. So this man has done a lot of things, helped getting on just in history. But I mention this person because, again, every week I'm trying to designate somebody that's outside the top 4 or 5 people and say, there's a lot of good minorities of different cultures, not just African Americans, but different cultures that we need to expose ourselves and our children. He was born in 1926, and the man's still alive to this day. Again, his name was Clifton Reginald Wharton Jr., Wharton Jr. So, parents, please have your children take a look at this man and see what he can do to help educate your child. Maybe inspire him to do a few more things. He's gotten your attention, I see.
Oh yeah, I'm all on that.
The next thing is I got some good news. As with everything, we get a lot of bad news out there in the world, and we can definitely use some good news. Now, guess what has dwindled?
Are you going to say something about starvation?
Yes. Oxford study has came out, and it was all over the European news a little bit, and it's just now getting here in the U.S. But so possibly within 20 years, poverty could be eradicated. You know, poverty. What happened is in poverty levels in Nepal, Rwanda, and Bangladesh have dropped. Some of the nations. Let's try this again. Poverty levels in Nepal, Rwanda, and Bangladesh have dropped in these locations around the world. Report predicts that some of the poorest countries in the world could see an acute poverty eradicated within 20 years. That's something, I think.
I would believe that when I see it. I think that is going to be totally politically driven.
Unfortunately, that may be true, but I'm hoping that can go. Because I'm looking at this information. I'm going to post this information up on our site. I'm a little bit behind on this due to lack of internet access, but I'm going to get this out to everybody. But we definitely have to get this going. And pray, because I wish it doesn't happen in 20 years. I hope it happens like next year. But unfortunately, we know people are cheap. People don't care anything about themselves. But definitely the chance for poverty to end soon before we go. Before, Lord allows us to live. Before we go, poverty can end. That would be nice. The next good news is this incredible teenager that he's done a lot of good things. His name is Timothy Donor, and he lives in New York, and he's 17 years old, but he has learned 23 different languages. He's a polyglot, Polyglot. He knows 20, and he's on Facebook as well, and he's able to speak fluently 23 languages.
How old did you say he was?
17. And what makes it so, and then he's not being just saying, okay, whatever, popular. He also made it to learn African dialects, old school ones from remote territories. He's learned English, Hausa, Hausa, Russian, Yiddish, Arabic, Farsi, Italian, Indonesian. I'm not going to even attempt to mispronounce this. Isixhosa is a old school Eastern Asian dialect. Hindi, Persian, Spanish, French, Wolof, German, Hebrew, Pashto, Mandarin, Turkish, Dutch, Swahili, Obuji, and Croatian.
17, you say?
23.
He's 23. No, he's 17 years old.
Yeah, 17 years old. But it goes from there. I'm sorry, the Xhosa is the official language of South Africa, and it's one of the unexpected tongues, but not many people speak that anymore. And Wolof is spoken in Gambia, and Swahili. It's just like, how do you do that? 23. I know secret agents, and I know some people in the federal world that can speak 8, 9, but 23.
Now, I can say, and not to be sounding like an idiot, let me knock on wood on that. If you're 17 and you've mastered 5, 6, 10 languages, you're not doing anything else with your time but studying.
He says he's trying to learn more than 23. He has about 7 more.
Hey, he needs to go for that. He needs to go for that because I can't believe he's doing anything else like dating girls or playing any kind of sports outside, any kind of athletics. Well, I mean, hey, it's not for everybody.
No.
So, but that's great to be able to learn all those languages.
People, and then what makes it happen is sometimes people, he lives in New York, but sometimes in New York people want to, it can happen anywhere, but people who speak these different languages try to sass him in these languages, and they're shocked that he can come back at them in the same language.
I guess so.
He goes to various establishments and able to order what he wants fluently. He goes to Dalton Prep School in Manhattan, and I can tell you that is a prestigious, big-time prep school. But and this is something that's not even taught at that prep school. They just told him, you know what, We want do what you want. But he took the time out on his own to learn that many languages. That's pretty awesome. Another good thing I want to go over today is this. And this was a very, very interesting article, and I just clicked off on it. Lord, forgive me. Here it goes. How would you like to go to school? Okay. And after you finish school, you don't have to pay nothing until you got a job for a few years.
Is that America? They don't do it like a couple of friends of mine used to say. Where they do that at?
Well, critics of this place is basically it's a for-profit college. They complain about that these colleges are overpricing their education and not preparing students for job market today. Now, this school is shredding the label with its innovation tuition promise. If you don't get a job, they don't get paid.
Okay.
I'm seriously. If you don't get a job, they don't get paid right after school. Hey, the school is called App Academy. App as an APP, like we do for our devices, software for our devices.
Where's it located?
This is in New York City and also in San Francisco. It teaches novice developers how to code software, which we can always use many more of them. And this is a very intensive course, operational in New York and San Francisco. Lasts only 9 weeks, but crams in a giant curriculum. Students learn multiple software languages like SQL and JavaScript and solve rigorous problem sets. And they want people to become proven writers and software engineers. And then they said a student is not hired within 1 year. Now, they give you some time. They say within 1 year, the student won't be charged tuition.
I'm jealous. You know what? All of this technology and all of the things that have been made available to the generation that's coming, let's say anybody from 12 to, well, let's say anybody who's born now and anyone who's 12, 15 years old. I mean, it's just amazing all of the opportunities that they have. Whereas we were just knocking on, just trying to get out of school and trying to see what was out there. Now, all of that which we learned, it took us 20 years or so to learn. These kids are getting it in the first 5 or 6 years, and they gone.
And it's crazy. And then right here is, okay, now here's the interesting thing with this school, okay? The average graduate earns $83,000 a year right after school. They say 93% of its graduates have received offers or are working in tech jobs right after school.
Can we go back and sign up?
You can sign up anytime. And the tuition is around $12,000 for 9 weeks.
So, okay, if it's $12,000 for 9 weeks, and they start out at $83,000, they're gonna have to start out at $83,000 to $100,000 because they got to pay back their tuition.
But now it's deducted incrementally from an employee graduate's bi-weekly paycheck for 6 months. So you get a job.
You hold on.
Yes.
You just say let's say you get that job and you starting off at $90,000. You have 6 months.
Yes.
And they're going to pull out of your account to pay that entire amount off.
Exactly.
You're not going to be able to live off of no $90,000. They pull it at $12,000 every 9 weeks.
No. Okay. No, the whole course is just $12,000, 9 weeks total. That's it. Okay. So
I can deal with that. You can come get that my first 2 paychecks. And let's get it. Is that something you can do online?
Well, no, you got to go there. But it's okay if you take 90,000 divided by 12, you got $7,500. Okay. Now there's other factors you got to add in, but let's say $7,500 a month. We're gonna say Mr. Government is gonna get his money no matter what. Before this college, we all know that. We're gonna say $25. I'm just gonna say $2,000 plus or minus kids, deductions, whatever. So you got $5,500. Okay, every month. They're gonna take a percentage of that every month to get $12,000. So probably in 6 months. They're probably going to take, $1,500, something like that?
It's nothing. If I'm making that kind of money, it's nothing.
You can go back to school for this.
That might be worth taking
a hard
9
look.
weeks and go up there and just get it in and then come on back.
Yep. I'm saying, yep, it's very much it was a I was very shocked when I saw that. I'm not gonna lie. That was very interesting right there.
I'm surprised you didn't do something like that. I'm surprised you haven't if you had seen this when you were in New York a few months ago, I'm sure you might have taken the opportunity to try that.
Honestly, I would have. I'm not big on. You know what? That's the one area of technology that's not my biggest joy. Honestly, it's programming and coding. I enjoy working with people. I enjoy networking. I enjoy systems engineering, project management, project coordinating, business stuff. I enjoyed all of that and things because coding, you behind the desk all the time. And
$90,000, $83,000 a year. I think I can find some other things to do after my 8 hours of work is over that I can fulfill that situation.
That is true. That is true. I can understand that. I understand. The next thing I'm going to go over for everybody is our technology moment of the day. My favorite segment.
Okay. I think I know where we're going with this one, but I'll let you go ahead and start.
No. Go on ahead. Go right on ahead. What's our technology moment of the day?
Let me take a look back. I'm trying to do it without looking and just going on memory.
It's what we have in the sky.
Okay. I remember that would be a cloud.
Correct.
For backup.
Okay, well.
Purposes along with
storage
base.
Mm-hmm. Now tell me tell me a little bit about backup. What do you know?
Well, I know I have some music and some movies that I have to back up. And I always like to make sure, considering I had that one incident some years back where all of my stuff was gone. I'm still sore about that, but I think I've learned my lesson. Probably not as well as I should have. I still got some stuff I need to do now, but it's definitely something that you have to have because you never know when something happens and you're gonna need it. Mm-hmm. Better to always have it and not need it than to need it and not have it.
Exactly. Well, basically, cloud serves a lot of purposes. But the main focus I'm going to focus on today is backing up with the cloud, either online or even local, technically. With any backup, you should always have two, either two online or two local with the hard drives, or even when you save things. People use their flash drives. I always caution people to buy two. When you save on one, save the other. People don't want to. It just takes a few seconds to just copy or save to both of them. Because you never know, the tip may break or something may happen. You may lose one, what have you. I've always tell people, if you have important documents and all these other different things, save it. Scan your birth certificate, weddings, wedding license, marriage license. I'm sorry. Other things, scan it, photocopy it, whatever, and put it in a safe deposit box or a safe. And then just keep the other in another spot where you have another access to. What have you. So you never know what happens. Heaven forbid, fire happens, something goes. You may have been robbed. So having a backup helps. The benefit of having online backup is always there. You can pretty much access it everywhere else, but it can be a little bit costly on a continual basis. Even if at $59, that's some charge or what have you. Now with the local backup, it's right there. It's just that unless you use software that automatically does it for you, you have to continuously remind yourself to back it up, and you should always have two external hard drives to replicate. Now with some of the external hard drives, they have networking components where you can still access them online anywhere. So now if I'm in, again, London or an island somewhere, and I need some songs to listen while I'm on the beach, I'm going to call you up, Mr. Conley, and say, you know what, hook that drive up online, and I can access you remotely. I think that's pretty cool.
I'm still considering doing that. It's just going to take a little while to get into the swing of that.
Very much so. So, again, I caution everybody. Anybody that's listening to this program now or in the future, I want you to grab your birth certificate, your marriage license, your deed to your car, your home, credit cards, anything and everything. Scan a copy. Licenses, IDs, your work ID, whatever. You might like, why is Steven doing this? I'm telling you, you'll be grateful for it. Then when you scan it, make two, and then put it somewhere safe. Everybody, I want to put this out. I have one. Everybody should have at least either A, a safe, or B, a safe deposit box. You got one, Mr. Sincere?
I have neither one of those.
We're going to have a talk. We're going to have to talk off the air about that.
I think I'd feel better having a safety deposit box than I would having a safe.
Well, if you have a home, there's a couple of things. Now, granted, with the safe, they can take up and go. But if you have a home, like your established home, you can always bolt that sucker down and get those.
Yes, absolutely.
And everything. I always recommend, I'm going to tell you, when you get these safes, get the one that has the keypad and the key. Don't get the one that's just the keypad only.
No, because in case you forget that code.
Or the ones or something. And unless you got something else, you can get the biometric one too, but someone could rob you and cut your finger off and go get your stuff. So make sure if it's a biometric that you have to use a fingerprint and a password of the key, or a fingerprint and the key. And so it has a double entry if it has a biometric one. So just a word of caution for yourself and things. The next thing I'm going to go over for you is our word of the day.
All right, the word of the day. All right, here we
I got two of them.
Oh, you.
I got word of the week. I got to keep saying the day, but it's the word of the week.
All right, go ahead and roll with the first one.
Okay. The first one is anomalous.
Sounds like it would mean something that's irregular.
It says like this.
Inconsistent or something.
It says, it's pronounced like this, make sure.
Anomalous.
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 Mm-hmm. Do you want to take a guess?
It sounds like something that would be inconsistent or irregular.
Okay. There you go. Deviating for what is standard, normal, and or expected.
Now, you know what, though? See, when you said normal or expected, back to what we just said in that topic about somebody else, that's not normal.
That was anomalous.
Thank you. Jason Collins coming out
Was anomalous. Yes, because it's not done normally. I think so. Could you put this in a sentence?
I just did. I just said it.
Give me another one.
Well,
give me another one.
Here we go.
These are in the sentence.
Some of the kids where I work are very anomalous.
That's a cheap out, but I'm gonna let you slide on that one. The next one is
Austere.
Austere. I'm gonna play it again.
Austere.
Austere.
Something severe.
Severe or strict in manner, attitude or appearance. Old school sometimes. Or having no comforts or luxuries, just harsh and eccentric.
Okay, well I can dig that.
Okay, so now use it in a sentence.
You're gonna use it in a sentence?
No, I want you to use it in a sentence.
Why am I the guinea pig for sentence? I've already given you one.
Because you the man.
I'm giving you one. How do you pronounce it? Austere?
No, I'm gonna play it for you one more time.
It is austere.
Austere.
I just said it. I was correct.
Aw. With the O with the arrow.
Aw.
Yeah, austere.
Austere.
Yes. You saying
It's like saying the Oscar. I'm not willing.
Big Bird is gonna whip our tail for this, man.
I'm not willing to deal with that.
See, we need to have this on Sesame Street. Jim Henson need to have, before he passed away, he should have put me up on the wheel. I need to come up with the words and come up to Big Bird. And then be like, look, Elmo did every 5 seconds. You need to stop that. Big Bird. We just need to stop. Let me come up on there and we sit there and do what we need to do.
Okay, you could say, growing up, I had a teacher that was austere, an austere teacher.
Okay.
Very severe, harsh teacher.
Okay, I'll give you a sentence.
I'm not gonna call anybody's name out. I really want to, and they're not listening.
But
I'm not
going
gonna
to call it a name.
No. I'm his Wagstaff, but I'm not saying anything else. That's all I'm saying.
All right, I'll give you a couple. They chose austere furnishing for the office. He was known for an austere style of writing. So, we can do what we can. Now, here's another favorite part. Book of the week. I got 2 of them.
Now, I saw it. It said the African diaspora of books.
Mm-hmm.
That could be a lot of books.
African dysphoria. It's dysphoria.
Okay.
I hope I.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay. I was going to say, I'm about
That's
to
the name of
mess
the
up.
book.
Yeah, well, there's one of them. Yeah, there's 2 of them.
Okay, go ahead.
One of them is Navigating the African Dysphoria. Okay. This one, and I'm going to go with this one first. Let's talk about the anthropology of invisibility. Now, the issue is everybody, again, always talks about coming to America and then the Caribbeans, but they don't talk about African and slavery or before slavery in other countries. You know, where there were, besides outside of Africa, there were other African, a lot of blacks who were in other countries that ran those countries or those lands in certain countries before the French and British came over.
Right.
And made them slaves and things. But the people tend to think only in Africa. But now with this book, done by Mr. Donald Carter, and he raises important issues about contemporary African diasporic movements. Also, he examines the invisibility of various forms from social rejection and residential segregation that we do now to war memorials and the inability of some groups to represent themselves through popular culture, scholarship, or art. So basically, what I talk about a lot of times, certain aspects of African American culture is more popular than others. For example, playwrights or theater. Before we got into everything we have currently now, the only form of music we can get into the arts was a lot of opera and dance. Now, is that pushed up anymore? No. And so that's just one aspect of it. He talks about the Darfurian refugees to the French African colonial soldiers. This is a lot of good information he has within this book. And again, I'm sorry, go ahead.
I was going to let you finish your statement.
No, so Navigating the African Dysphoria, the Anthropology of Invisibility. It came out April 29th of 2010. I've read this book, and it was a very powerful book. I might just read it again. It's 328 pages from the University of Minnesota Press. The ISBN number, the 10 one, is ISBN 10 number is 081664778X. Again, is 081664778X. The next book, similar, but it covers some other things. Extending the Dysphoria, the New Histories of Black People, a new Black study series. This was written by several people who had actually hands in this book. But this book is a groundbreaking collection of addresses that addresses both new and familiar topics with fresh perspectives to produce original and thought-provoking scholarship on diasporic histories of Black people. Through the variety of methodologies and theoretical, I need to get some water. I can't get the words out today.
You're trying to spit it out.
My mouth is dry, so please forgive me, everyone.
Hold on, did you say?
Okay. Extending the Dysphoria, New Histories of Black People.
Yeah, the books I was thinking was after the African diaspora. That's what I was initially looking at. Maybe he misspelled the word.
I probably possibly have. I'm not.
Because the diaspora would mean, the encompassing all.
I'm gonna look this word up to make sure. I know I'm saying it right, but maybe I'm not beyond making mistakes, people. This is where part of the show we learn to educate ourselves, and if we don't know, like Grandma said, you don't know what it is. What she tell you to do? Look it up. Anything. So we're gonna look it up and make sure I got this saying this word right, just for the sake of argument. Here we go. Let's see. It's not even playing.
Diaspora.
You was right.
Hey, I was gonna say because That's a whole lot of books to cover the diaspora dealing with Africa.
Okay, you know what I did? Okay, please forgive me, everyone. Okay, there are two separate words. Excuse me, it means similar things, but two separate words, and I'm looking at it wrong, so please forgive me. But extending the diaspora, the ISBN number, ISBN number 10 is 0252076524. Again, that's 0252076524. It's 328 pages, and it's for the University of Illinois Press. But this book is very good, and I've read this one as well. And it covers the transnational and diasporic experiences, social and political activism, and political and other different cultural identity information. It's a very good book. Have you read any of these?
No, I've read several books dealing on, but I like to go back to the start of Egypt and Ethiopia during the great empires of Kush and whatnot, and start from that period.
Okay, these books cover some of that and before and everything. So it's a very good, powerful books that to take a look at. I'm gonna have a book show about this.
Well, you need to start off with the miseducation of the Negro then.
Don't let's not go there. We ain't trying to hurt people today.
No, it's not enough time.
Not enough time. Also, guess what? Black facts. We got some history in today in Black history.
Okay, well I don't know that one, so I'm gonna let you go ahead and get started with it. What is it?
Today was a big day in 1992.
God, 92.
Yeah, 1992.
92. What was I doing in 92? That didn't have anything about anybody getting beat, was it?
Yeah.
What was it, Rodney King?
First day of the LA riots.
Okay. I was going to say, I know I was, if that was 92, I know I knew what was going on there.
Yeah, see?
I was all up and over that.
See what happens when you pay attention in school? You might learn something. 50 people died today, and thousands entered, and estimated up to $1 billion in property damage. Which also, I've always begged the question: why tear up your own community?
But when you're disenfranchised and you're put in that situation, that's all you know is how to destroy yourself. That's why we
destroy yourself.
Right. That's why we have those issues now where we're self-destructive to ourselves and no one else, just ourselves. We will fight and kill each other, but we won't go and take on the person or the persons that it needs to be directed to.
And what happened today in 1981? It was a continuing of a situation in 1980, but today in 1981, redemption.
Didn't Reagan get shot in 81? Or was that 80 he got shot?
I thought it was 81.
Okay, well, obviously this is not it.
No, nope, this is not this one. In 1980,
give me a hint.
Okay, it happened in Buffalo, New York.
No. You might as well go ahead and get that one.
Okay. In Buffalo, New York, grand jury indicted Private Joseph G. Christopher of the U.S. Army on murder charges stemming from racially motivated slayings of 3 blacks in September 1980. Now, here's funny. In the early 80s, we can get this done, but we still can't get Trayvon Martin justice. But and some other people.
And I fear to say I'm not even sure if that's gonna actually happen.
No, him and a lot of people. Let's see. Now, Ralph Abernathy.
Yeah, I remember Ralph.
What did he do in 1968?
I said I remember him. I said I remember what he did. Well, let's see. Civil rights. He was active in civil rights.
Mm-hmm.
68.
He was a Southern Christian Leaders Conference president.
Okay, so that means he would have been running along with Dr. King. Oh, man. What did he do?
Mm-hmm.
I couldn't tell you. In 68.
Well, okay, come on, you can try. You can try. Well, he was running with King, but King died in 68.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, but it was part of a group. It was part of a movement that King helped push.
But not No.
See, now and it's kind of interesting because this had went on. Both him and King was pushing this movement, but King died earlier this month, remember, April 4th, 1968 in Memphis. So he took over this project.
I can't.
He did the Poor People's Campaign, leading the delegation of leaders representing poor whites, blacks, Indians, and Spanish Americans to Capitol Hill for conferences with cabinet members and congressional leaders. So he did a whole bunch of stuff. And let's see, I got one more for you. Let's see, there was one more I had for everybody.
I know you were searching hard for that.
That was one when I saw that I said, "Oh, we gotta get this one." You never know what happens.
Yeah, we never know what you're gonna pull up.
Well, hey, we just try to do what we can to educate the world and things. That's all I try to do. There was one more this week that happened. Okay, in 1964, this was in April 27th.
Are you gone? 64? What was going on in 64?
Tanganyika and Zanzibar merged to become the East African nation of Tanzania.
A word? Okay.
Mm-hmm. And in 1960, what country became independent?
In 1960?
Mm-hmm.
Are we speaking of African countries?
Yeah.
I don't think it was South Africa. God, it could be any one of them. The Congo, it could be Rwanda, it could be
keep going,
Sudan,
keep going.
Algeria.
No, go down.
Go down. So we're talking about in the southern?
Nope.
We're talking northern Africa.
Northwest.
North.
Not
West.
further up, but just
Ethiopia. No, I know it's not Ethiopia. It's been around forever. Not Rwanda. Somalia.
Togo.
Very small. That's why I didn't get that.
And one more thing, I know we're running low on time. What did you learn this week?
Since we've been here, or just
no, just this week. What happened to you this week that you learned?
I learned that I learned a lot of things that I don't even want to talk about. But I'll say on the positive side,
One of these weeks you gonna be on this mic. I'm gonna let you talk.
You gonna let me talk the whole time?
Yeah, you're gonna be talking.
You have to let me know in advance so I can have my stuff prepared.
You ain't gonna leave it up to me all the time. I'm gonna let you go.
I learned another lesson in that a lot of times you put your eggs in a basket and you think everything is gonna work according to plan. It's always a curveball. And yeah, that's pretty much, and it's how you deal with it, whether you want to deal with it or not, but it's still something you have to deal with. So
that is true. That is true. There's a couple of things I want to people, we have to, I always try to make sure every week we try to be happy. And I want other people to realize a few things, a couple of quotes I've learned this week. Normal is for people without any courage. People say, can you just have a normal life? But you know what? I have courage, and I'm willing to fight for my beliefs, and I'm willing to fight and educate myself and help others educate themselves for what they want to learn, and give everybody an opportunity that I may not have, or the same opportunities that I was given. So normal is for people without courage. And things I'm really struggling today, so forgive me. When things aren't plus adding up in your life, this quote was a strange quote, the way they phrase it. They tell you to start minus subtracting. They actually had the symbols in it. And it's pretty interesting how they did this, and I'm going to post this up. And then it also said, remember, happiness is a way of travel, not a destination. That one hit.
Yeah.
It's a way of travel because if you got there, you're 6 feet deep. Because we have to keep on going. Because if people say, "Well, I reached, I'm happy," no, you're not. Because you got to keep going. Because once you climb that one mountain, you got to keep climbing the other mountain. You got to keep on going because there's always going to be a goal. It could be your children, it could be your family, it could be your career, it could be any one of these things. You got to keep on pushing and keep climbing those goals.
And when you said keep on pushing, that just reminded me of a great soul singer out of Chicago.
B.B. King, no.
I'm going to ask that. Now, this is my turn to ask you. Okay. Who would that be? And then the chorus line is just keep on pushing.
I know the song. I just
Come on.
I could hear the name, that BET commercial you hear in the middle of the night when you were trying to watch the video soul back in the 80s. They had, Blues Saturday Night, and you hear that song, Keep On Pushing, and I hear that
Now,
album.
he also had a song called Pusher Man.
Oh.
Did they help you out in it?
Mayfield.
Curtis, there you go.
Thank you.
Good job. Way to recover.
I try. I try to use his head for something else besides ramming it into the wall. But everybody, I just want you to, always keep pushing and keep trying and make sure that you're doing what you can to make yourself happy. Not what everybody else happy, but yourself happy. And sometimes people say, I want my kids to be happy. But sometimes all the things that you want, what they want is not for them to be happy. It's for you to help educate them and move them on. So I just want you to keep on pushing, keep on trying, and doing what you want. Because stop saying I wish. Start saying I will. Okay? I wish this would happen. I wish this would happen. You know what? Do what you can to make it happen. Don't quit. And again, I'll say this every single week. Take time out to consider the alternatives instead of saying no. Too many times people say, no, I'm not going to do this. Try. And try again. And if it didn't work, sit down with somebody and figure it out and try and keep on pushing. Again, tell somebody that you love them. Oh, who you dedicated this show to?
Me?
Mm-hmm.
I don't have anybody. I'm going to dedicate this to this week.
Nobody in the family, man? Nobody, family, friends, anybody?
Nope.
Okay.
Not feeling it.
I'm not feeling it this week. No love. Okay. I'm dedicating this show to my father. He's not doing the best. He's a little not feeling too well. So he's, little heart issues here and there. So, and I'm just thinking about him and making sure he's doing okay and stuff like that. So, Dad, I know he don't like me mentioning him, but I just hope he feels better. Also, I'm dedicating this show to the Bradshaw family. Lost a loved one, Miss Wanda Bradshaw, and I'm sorry she passed away and she wasn't doing too well. Great loss in the family, and hope she's in a better place. We already know she's in a better place, and the rest of the family, I pray that they're keep on going, and I want her children to know that she loved them very much, and she's always over there and watching over them. So, and also tell somebody that you love them this week. I got 3 things I want you to do, people. Tell somebody that you love them this week. Call someone, tell them that you haven't spoken to in a while, and tell them to say hi. You never know when that friend might need you, or you might need them. You never know. And try to learn something new this week. Would you agree?
Absolutely.
All right. Everybody, thank you very much for taking the time out to listen to Enliven Radio. We wouldn't have been here without you. Again, I want to thank everybody. Also looks out on Mondays nights to Ain't No Half Stepping on LegacyInternetRadio.com with Marcus J. and Big Rube. Great show. Great information.
Did you happen to hear it last night?
I didn't hear everything.
Big Rube was about to get jumped in here last night.
Oh, was it like that?
Yeah.
No, man.
I'm going to have to just get in the studio one night, one time with them so I can see them, what they doing. It was a good show last night.
All right. Well, cool. I want everybody to listen to their show. There's a great show. Also, tomorrow night from 7 to 9, The Green Room 2.0 with Jay Greasy and Larissa P. Great shows. Great show on Legacy Internet Radio. We got some new things coming out shortly soon. I can't mention too much, but I just want to drop a new teaser that you're going to like it. I want everybody to keep listening out. And if you have any questions, comments, and concerns, please Enliven Radio at gmail.com. Like our page, fan our page on facebook.com/Enliven Radio, ENLIVEN Radio. Also, you can find the archive of our shows, this show's and last week's show, on mixlr.com/Enliven Radio. Mr. Sincere, anybody say anything yet?
Well, I had some people that were texting me.
Okay, what they say?
They just wanted us to keep going and keep the show light.
Okay, well, I would see what we can do about that.
I had someone that had a comment. They said the music was wonderful.
Okay.
But they said they would like to hear a little old school hip hop occasionally.
Okay.
And that old school, then we're talking with no cursing, so that's some 80s stuff that we can slide in there. Mr. LP, if you don't mind.
I will see what I can do. I will see about what I can do. Tell that person that to like us on our fan page.
Oh, I've talked to them.
All right.
I've definitely like.
Okay, because make sure they like us. Let them know to post a message on the fan. Tell them to post a comment on our page.
Okay.
And then we'll see what we can do about that. Any suggestions more for music, comments, topics, concerns, please comment, like us, legacyinternetradio.com. We love you all. Please be safe. See you next week, Tuesday. Today's Tuesday, 7 to 9 p.m. Have a blessed one, everybody.